Well, we'll see how we go. I'm recording now, I think. Yep, it says I'm currently recording. So this is what I want to show you. The end of the book reads as follows. So Titus is with Violet on her deathbed. And they've been having this, and I whispered, Violet, Violet, there's one story I'll keep telling. I'll keep telling it. You're the story. I don't want you to forget. When you wake up, I want you to remember yourself. I'm going to remember. Are you still there? As long as I can remember you. So you're still there as long as I can remember you. As long as someone knows you, I know you so well. I could drive a simulator. This is the story. And for the first time, I started crying. So maybe I need to give Titus a bit more credit actually upon reflection. It's amazing what happens when you reread the text. He actually does start crying. So there is actually some evolution there in the character. Where's my drawing tool? Sorry, guys. Can you guys see my drawing tools? No?
No.
Not at the moment.
Are you trying to use the Kami extension? Or?
Oh, no, there it is.
There we go.
I just didn't realize that was it. So I cried sitting by. So he actually starts crying. I cried by her bed. I told her the story of us. It's about the feed. I said, it's about this normal guy who doesn't think about anything until one wacky day when he meets a dissident with a heart of gold. Just that irony, the idea that, some political troublemaker, and then that old tagline that you see in a lot of American sitcoms, with a heart of gold, I said. Set against the backdrop of America in its final days. It's the high-spirited story of their love together. It's a laugh out loud, funny, real heartwarming, and a visual feast. These are all taglines used to celebrate American pop culture. This is the apocalypse. I picked up her hand and held it to my lips. I whispered to her fingers, together, two crazy kids grow, have madcap escapades, and learn an important lesson about love. They learn to resist the feed. Rated PG-13 for language, I whispered. And mild sexual said, oh, I'm not going to read that to you, for goodness sake. But I sat in her room by her side and she stared at the ceiling. I held her hand on a screen. Her heart was barely beating. I could see my face crying in her blank eye. Then we get this. Feeling blue, then dress blue. It's the Blue Jean Warehouse final sales event. Stock is just flying off the shelves. The price is so low, you won't believe your feet. Everything must go. Everything must go. Everything must go. Interpretation, guys. What the heck is that? What is that for an ending? You've just invested 300 pages of time. What was that?
Got satisfied. There is no satisfaction in this capitalist culture.
All right, okay, I'm going to clear all the annotations, clear all drawings.
Or did the author not figure out how to end it properly?
I mean, that's a possibility as well.
You're too open-minded. All right, let's jump straight to, I love a group that's ambitious. The ending. Interpretation. What is going on? Now,
I'm not typing.
Why doesn't it like my typing? But anyway, that's supposed to, I want you guys to attack that question. I'll type it in there later, but I just want to, so Gurveer is saying you don't get any satisfaction. Please, Gurveer, write that down. I want other people to jump in. So, because did anyone have anything a little bit different to Gurveer? Like, is anyone saying, oh, there is some satisfaction? I mean, is Titus at least a little bit compassionate?
Yes.
Oh, he cries. So,
Yeah.
but why is there no satisfaction, Gurveer?
I mean, it's the same thing we were talking about yesterday with you always expect characters to grow and develop, especially after they've been through, I guess, quite a traumatic event in this case. But I guess just his, not disillusionment, but just everything he's subjected to, he's become desensitized to it in a sense. But I think the dissatisfaction itself is supposed to parallel how even though he cried, maybe it was only superficial. Just like how if we invest ourselves in forms of media and we allow ourselves to be just consumed by this capitalist culture, then we can only have some form of superficial satisfaction. Maybe there's no profound satisfaction that lies in that.
Well, that sounds like a sort of nihilistic interpretation that humans don't learn and life, I mean, I might be putting words in your mouth, Gervie, don't quote me on that, but that's a brilliant interpretation. I would also say just something a little simpler. Everything must go is a sales and marketing thing, but this is the whole economic system collapsing. So everything must go, everything must go, everything must go. That's Anderson, as well as the ad, saying everything will go. If we keep chopping up the environment and economically rationalizing our entire existence, it's eventually going to crash like the markets that prop them up. So I love what you guys are doing with this, but then you've also, that's the macro level stuff. So everything must go is a sale about blue jeans, but it's also, maybe that's where the apocalypse ends, and that's America's ending days, their final days. So that's the didactic style. So should we feel, and also the other interpretation could be, what are we supposed to pull out of that as a personal response? Are we supposed to say, well, it's too late, the damage is done and we're finished? Or is Anderson saying, no, I'm trying to scare you into action so we can salvage this whole multi-billion person project called humanity? We can save it, but we need literature to scare us, because sad endings may empower us or motivate us more than happy ones. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are there any other but do you see how that's like, there's a lot of things you can do with that, and ultimately interpretations make the things to be a little bit more timeless. If that make, and does that all sort of sit well with you guys?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to turn the recording, stop the